Hello, everybody. What's up? What's up? See, notifying everybody. Alrighty. What's up, Paul? What's up? How is everybody doing? What's up, Hiva? Alrighty, let's give it another minute or two and let people join in. Can you guys hear me okay? Just want to make sure I'm on a MacBook today, so it's a little bit different. I got my phone pulled up. That way I see how many people are on, all that stuff there. Hello from New Jersey. What's up? What's up? What's up, Lissa? Everything went well, I'm guessing, over at Brianna's Live. How is everybody doing this week? Hey from Houston. What's up? What's up? I hope everybody is having an awesome week so far. This is kind of a horrible angle, but it is whatever. What's up, Rick? All right, if this is your first time here with us, go ahead and let me know in the comments, first timers. Let me know where you're from, all that stuff. Let me know what plan you're following on iTrackBites. Good week so far, Amy. Love to hear that. We're having a lot of new people. I haven't seen a lot of these people on here. Alrighty. Hello from Oregon. We are from, let's see, first timer from Texas. What's up, Julie? Nice to meet you. Nice to have you on here tonight. Tonight will be a little bit of kind of going over a topic that I wanted to talk about, and then also answer your questions about iTrackBites and any questions you may have. So I hope that you guys grabbed your cup of coffee, cup of tea, cup whatever you got, and here we go. What's up, Wendy? Paula, keeping it keto. Amy, sugar smart gal. Alrighty, Carb Conscious. Wayne, so glad to hear you on Carb Conscious. Hello, everybody. So we have like over 100 and something people on this live right now. That is so awesome. So awesome. A little bit about me. My name is Jordan Clyde from Clyde's Daily Life over on Instagram, and I am one of your iTrackBites ambassadors. We do this weekly live meeting every single Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time over on iTrackBites Facebook and Instagram and YouTube page. So happy to have everybody on here. Like I said, my name is Jordan Clyde. I am 30 years old from Northwest Indiana, and I'm one of your ambassadors. And we do this every week. We've been doing a lot of live interviews for the past couple of weeks. It's been now it's just me going over some topics. Trying to get a guest lineup going. Was trying to get somebody tonight and they were not available. So I figured let's go over a topic that I've been wanting to touch on a little bit. And it all started with about a week or two ago. I was listening to Work for Change podcast from John Claude from Obese to Beast, him and his brother do Jean and John, and they were doing a podcast, and on there a lot of people were asking them questions, and one thing that John had said was he brought up NEAT, and I'm like, what in the world is NEAT? I've never heard that before, and so as I was listening more to the podcast, I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm going to do a little bit more research on this. I'm going to figure out what this NEAT means. Now, if you are not familiar with what NEAT is, NEAT means the non-exercise activity thermogenesis that your body creates and your body burns. Pretty much layman's terms, in a nutshell, it is the calories that we burn throughout the day that we can't really say exercise. Okay, so exercising, it's calories that we're burning over the day, throughout the day, that we are not actually going to the gym and actually training for and actually burning calories, et cetera, like going on the treadmill, going on the elliptical, lifting weights, blah, blah, blah. And this is something that I think a lot of people miss. And I think it's something that a lot of people realize that's how they can be so dead on keeping their calories in check, keeping their bites in check, and all that stuff, and still lose weight without going to the gym. And I feel like we don't give ourselves any credit for it. And really, our bodies are so unique, and we have so many different, like, I read this post today on Instagram that said we could eat the same diet, eat the same meals, work out the exact same time, and our bodies would react differently to it. It's pretty crazy to think that that's how our bodies work. But everybody in the comments, if you're watching this tonight, have you heard of the acronym NEAT? Let me know that first before we kind of dive into some things for it. NEAT is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Anybody here tonight, have you heard about it? Have you researched it? It actually, like I said, after listening to that, I really started thinking to myself, like, ooh, what are some things that I can do to help me keep my NEAT up and to really boost everything? Because I don't think that a lot of us realize that when we're going to the gym and we're working out for 30 minutes, whether it's, treadmill, elliptical, lifting weights, we're burning between 100 and 300 calories in that 30-minute to an hour period. And to me, I'm just like, pushing ourselves that much to get in the gym is so hard for us to really, there's a lot of people on here that saying that they haven't heard of NEAT. That's awesome. I know we all get under the misunderstanding that we, how am I going to put this? That if we don't have a gym membership, if we don't, do this solid workout, if we're not hitting our back, buys, tries, all this stuff, like we're going to fail on our weight loss journey. We're going to do this and it's going to be horrible. What happens if I can't afford it right now? I mean, we've been quarantined. I haven't had a paycheck in a couple months or a couple weeks, and I just can't afford my gym membership and this and that. Or what happens if you live like me in Northwest Indiana and I live in the country and our town really doesn't have a gym? So like, what do you do? You know what I mean? And then that's when we focus on our healthy eating, focus on our healthy eating habits, figure out what ours are going to be like, figuring out what our daily point allowance is going to be like. And that's really, we can definitely get into, that's why it's so much more in the kitchen than it is in the gym. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with going and working out. There's nothing wrong with going to the gym. There's nothing wrong with doing CrossFit. There's nothing wrong with a lot of things. Exercise wise, but I feel like just because we focus on getting to the gym, that's not where it's all at. And I feel like there's so many things throughout the day in our lives besides going to the gym that really impact our weight loss and impact our calories burn. And so it's really mind-boggling to me to know that my body is burning so many calories. And of course, we know our metabolical rate, base rate, that we've heard that preached so many times. But something new is this whole NEAT. And that is what the discussion will be tonight. So non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So when you look it up, it actually is saying that it's the energy expanded for everything we do that is not sleeping, eating, or sports like exercises. So you know that when we sleep, our body burns calories while sleeping. It's our MBR. This is something that's not doing with that, not doing with eating or anything like sports for exercise. It ranges from the expended walking to work, typing, performing yard work, undertaking agricultural tasks, and fidgeting. Yes, even fidgeting burns calories. And I feel like dad to create 2 kids. Yes, this is a weekly meeting. So I feel like if we can start focusing more on this NEAT, it's actually going to, in results, get us our better calorie burnage for us to be able to keep losing weight. One thing that I am a very big person on is getting a Fitbit, getting an Apple Watch, something that tracks your movement, something that tracks your steps. Now, of course, I've always read, with the Apple Watches or with your Fitbit especially, they make ankle bands. That way you can put your Fitbit on there, because that's truly how you're going to know 100% of when. Because let me tell you this, guys, it's not 100% accurate. A lot of people don't know this, but I play the piano for our church, and my Apple Watch, I always have my Apple Watch on, and I actually have to, when I'm tracking my steps like I do every day, I actually, before I go on the platform and play piano, I actually turn my Apple Watch off so that way it does not track any of my step movements because it is on my wrist, and as I'm playing the piano, my wrist is making the movement of steps, and there is no other to where it's like, I get 2,000 extra steps a day because my hand was moving so fast while playing the piano. So we have to watch that as we are doing things. You know, you think about like how many times, especially if it's on your dominant hand, your step tracker, think about how many times, you know, you're doing this and it's on my left hand. Lift my arm up to drink coffee. You know, we have to remember that as we are tracking our steps. But for me, I don't really personally think like the piano thing. Yes, that is something that I literally would have to shut off or take off because that is just outrageous. I did not move my feet. You know what I mean? But as far as like the extra steps that I get from eating or taking a drink on my dominant hand, that really, you hushed, Jordan, my steps are 100% accurate. Yes. But that's not something that I totally dwell on, is thinking, oh my gosh, I got an extra 100 steps in because of this or that. But one rule that I always say for my knee, and like I said, I've really been tracking it for the last couple weeks now that I listened to that podcast and actually did some research, is that I try to get 10,000 steps a day. The reason for this is because you are burning so many calories, getting in so many steps, and receiving so many activity bites from iTrackBites from the amount of steps that you get. I know in the carb conscious plan, like iTrackBites is like once you reach 2,000 or 3,000 steps a day, that's when it starts calculating your bites. That's because normally they're averaging that a normal person would do 2,000 to 3,000 steps. So sorry. 2,000 to 3,000 steps. That's why they don't add that in until after that. But that's definitely something to keep look at. Now, what is this step goal? Like, why is this something that I should really consider doing? Is it because I want to be competitive? Is it because Active Rachel Ann always does Fitbit step goals? All that stuff? No, that's not entirely the reason why I want to track my steps. What it is that I know that on a normal day, being an administrator in healthcare, I have some days where I'm in an office all day. I have some days to where I'm on the floor all day. I have some days to where I'm all over the county. Like tomorrow, I'm marketing. So I know that all my steps going to 13 different doctor's offices. Yes, I'm going to be in my car driving to Valparaiso, but I'm still going to be going into stores because I'm going to go. I'm going to pick up a few things. I'm going to go to lunch, walk there. I'm going to walk to and from my car to all of these doctor's offices. So there's a good possibility that I'm going to get a lot of steps in tomorrow. But I need to get to 10,000. So I know that on my days to where I'm in the office most of the day, it's very hard for me to get more than 4,000 steps. Those 4,000 steps comes from getting a phone call, having to go to a resident's room, helping out with lunch, doing this and doing that, helping my coworker, helping my staff on the floor. These are things that it is hard for me to get over 4,000. So for the neat goal for me is, what can I do that's sustainable? I don't want to get on the whole thing of, what am I trying to say? I'm not wanting to get on the whole thing of, oh, I'm at 4,000, I'm going to get to 8. And then when I get to 8, I'm going to be like, oh, you know what? I really want to get to 9. Then I get to 9, then I get to 10. And then I'm like, you know what? I did 10. I know I can push myself to 13. Okay, now I know I can push myself to 20,000 steps a day, yada, yada. Sometimes I was one of my head cooks yesterday, and I pushed over 13,000 steps. Last night I worked the floor on my midnight shift, and I was working the actual floor as an aide, and I got in 14,000 steps. That's not like me. That's not my usual. So it's not that I don't shoot for hard, shoot for more. It's just the fact that I just need to know what's something I can push myself every day to get to, and that's obtainable for me in real life. Perfect example for this, I was listening to a YouTube video today on the NEAT, and this trainer was actually talking about when she was doing her weight loss journey. She was actually at college on campus, and she was carrying a backpack that weighed probably so many pounds. with all of her books. And then she would, by walking all over campus, she was getting about 14, 15, 16,000 steps a day. And when she lost all of her weight, and that was continually going on, that her weight loss, she got to maintenance, all this stuff. She graduated college. And then what happened after that? Then she started working. And then with that, she was working in an office. Then her 16 to 20,000 steps a day dropped down to 6,000 steps a day, to where it was very hard for her to average the 10,000. That's where we have to get in a consistent thing of, no matter where we are, what is something that we can obtain that is obtainable for us, that is sustainable for us, that we know every day we can shoot for the moon and get to where, hey, this is where it is. For me, it's literally 8 to 10,000 steps a day. I usually try to strive for 10,000. So what does this do for our bodies? What does this do for our minds when we think about this? Putting that goal to us every day of being like, you know what, I'm going to get 8,000 steps, or my goal is 10,000. I know a lot of things, like, heck, on Apple Watch, you get to 10,000 steps. It goes on the screen. It's like goal achieved, all this stuff. Same thing with Fitbit. When you reach 10,000 steps, it like vibrates and lets you know. That's like so awesome to get there. But what is it doing for us? If you're like me, you see your watch and you're like, ooh, I'm at 6,000 steps. I really wanted to get to 10,000 today. It is 1:30 in the afternoon. I get off work at 4. I know tonight I have church at 6. We're eating dinner before that. Then I have this live, which I'm going to be sitting down mostly of the time, and then I'm going to go to bed. So I know right there what that does to me to get to the 10,000 steps is it kicks me in the rear to say, hey, start moving more. You know what I mean? Oh, I got 10, 15 minutes of downtime in my office. How about I get up and go get a cup of coffee? While I get that cup of coffee, why don't I make a couple laps? Why don't we try to figure out what can we do to get these step goals? What can we do to get these steps in? Is this something I'm a big avid? Everybody knows me. That's an OG follower of mine, is the Leslie's walk at home videos. I know that when I do a 30-minute when I do a 1-minute mile, I normally get about 2,000 steps in. So for the longest time, when I was really into my weight loss journey the first time, I was doing 2 of those a day. I was doing 1 in the morning before I went to work, and I was doing 1 in the evening before I went to bed. So I got in, 2 miles a day in walking, and that would give me about 4,000 steps a day. So as I'm working, that's how it was. So we've talked about the NEAT, we've talked about the calories burned. I'll go into another scenario in just a second, but what came to my mind is, now let's think about what are some things besides tracking our steps that we can do to get our NEAT up, to get our NEAT burning as much calories as we can throughout the day. So let's talk about, do you work somewhere that you can take the stairs? Do you work at a hospital? Are you a nurse? Are you an aide? Are you a security guard? Are you something that has, 4 flights of stairs that you normally would go to the elevator and say, go up? Is this something that we can take the stairs? Do we go to the mall? Well, now we don't go to the mall. But before, when you would go to the mall and it's a 2-story mall, are you taking the escalator or are you walking up the stairs? Same thing, you go to the airport. Same thing, you go to the parking garage. All that stuff. Like, if you're doing this on a daily basis, some things to get your NEAT up and moving and acting and actively burning you more calories is different things that we can do a day. Now let's go to, if you don't work, if you're a stay-at-home mom, let me think. When I say fidgeting, it also means like how you're moving your body. So it's going, hey, I'm going to mop the floor today. So I'm going to mop the floor, and it normally takes me, 30 minutes to mop the floor. I'm going to try to mop it in 20 minutes, 10 extra minutes, cut down. That's me mopping greater, faster force. That's getting that NEAT going. You know what I mean? Same thing when you're doing the dishes. If you normally are slow at it, speed it up a little bit. This is getting your body to start fidgeting, getting your body to start moving, which is going to, and then initiate the NEAT that you're burning the calories. You're going to find that your body burns more calories doing NEAT a day than it is really, truly going to the gym for 30 minutes. This is why people have outstanding weight loss when they add in the gym. So you're burning so many calories a day by doing your NEAT to where you can add in an extra 100 to 300 calories a day with going to the gym. This is going to make the fat loss go even more, calories burned even more than just the NEAT. But this is also a proven fact that you don't need to go to the gym if you don't want to be able to burn your calories that you need for a day. It's pretty awesome, right? My mind was blown when I went over this topic and as I was researching it. Now let's go to changes in life. I feel like this is something that we don't talk about a lot when we see weight gain. I will be a prime example. September 13th, 2019 is when me and my family closed down our restaurant. We only had one left. And I went from being a full-time restaurant owner, being on my feet constantly, getting 14 to 16,000 steps a day. This is like me talking about that girl that went to college and that was doing all this stuff. Prime example is I did not realize that when I went from doing that to then online working for myself for September, October, November, for 3 months, 90 days, I went from walking 16 to 20,000 steps a day with my restaurant, with my family's restaurant, to now getting barely 3,000 steps a day because all I did was sit on a computer in my office for 10 to 12 hours a day to make an income while I was waiting to go back to healthcare. I tracked my food intake. What I didn't realize is that I literally started gaining weight because my NEAT was not where it was. My body was so used to burning those calories that I stopped. And when I stopped, I didn't think about, okay, what can I do to get my NEAT going again? What can I do to keep the weight loss stopping? What am I doing when I'm following plan, when I'm following my directions, I'm doing everything, I'm staying within my bites, calories, whatever, and it's just slowing down, or I've had some gains. This totally came from the NEAT because my body was used to burning so many calories by doing 16 to 20,000 steps a day. My physical activity, my bending over, my reaching, giving people their food, all this stuff, taking money, everything else. My body fidgeting, moving to where I then was just typing on a computer, not burning those calories. It affected my weight loss. Now, is that the reason why I gained a lot of weight? No. But it's truly, we have to think about that when we show signs, especially during weight loss, of significant changes in your life. Also, you'll find changes in your life to where you were only doing 2,000 to 4,000 steps a day and you got a new job and you work at a supermarket now and you're constantly on your feet and you're moving, or work for Walmart or whatever and you're constantly moving. You're going to notice that you're going to be losing weight faster because your NEAT is steadily going, if that kind of makes sense. Let's see the comments. A lot of people have been talking on here, which is awesome. Hello to everybody that is on here. Hello to everybody that first timers on here. Love it. Ooh, I'm seeing a lot of first timers saying they're here. What's up? Let's see. Linda, how do you get motivated to track again? One thing, number one, which program are you on? That would be a good thing to know. Number two is don't wait till the next day. You know, if you take a day off, that's fine, but just don't make it. Brianna, Diva the Divine, our other iTrackBites ambassador, she just posted yesterday on her stories. I think it was for the iTrackBites takeover. It was Monday. I think it was the iTrackBites takeover. But to where she was talking about I can't quote it because I don't remember that much, but it was about the 2-day rule or something like that. Never make it 2 days. Meaning hey, I go out on Friday, I ate too many points, too many calories, yada, yada. Don't make it 2 days. You know what I mean? Don't then say, oh, it's Saturday, I'll wait till Monday, or I'll wait till Sunday. Literally just start the next day, over with. Let's talk about, real quick, the whole motivation to tracking again, like you're saying, Linda. I know when you are tracking bites, no matter what program you're on, whether you're on Better Balance, Sugar Smart, Carb Conscience, Conquer Cravings, anything like that, you probably feel defeated when you have a slip up. And when I say slip up, that's nothing to be wrong with. But say you're planning on, oh, hey, I'm making, chicken and broccoli tonight for dinner. I'm going to throw in some white rice. It's going to be this many bites. I have the bites for it today, yada, yada. I just restarted my week on Thursday, and here it is Friday. I'm going to make it happen. Then you go out, and then you get invited out to dinner with friends, with family. You go to a restaurant, you have chips and salsa, you overeat, you do all this stuff, and say it's something that you don't track that day. Then you start thinking, crap, how am I going to accurately know how many weeklies I have left? This is a big issue and big fault a lot of us have. Me especially. It's very hard sometimes. Because if you're like me, I like to be perfect on it, and I like to know that, hey, this is how many calories I'm eating, this is how many points I'm eating. If I don't, it stresses me out, it gives me anxiety. I like to know, hey, I get 50 bites a day, I get 49 weeklies, so I'm using those throughout the week, yada, yada. If not, then I take a day off, then I have to wipe them out, and then I think to myself, what happens if I didn't use all 49 of my weeklies? What happens if I used 100 of my weeklies? Yada, yada, this and that. And then we just kind of give up. And I know for me, sometimes it's happened to where I just give up, and I'm like, well, I'll just wait till weigh-in day because then it'll restart. But that weigh-in day comes, and then you try restarting again, and then you fail again, and then it's just like a never-ending cycle of not going more than a couple of days of tracking. You got to just not make it 2 days. Is really what it is. If you're tracking calories on Calorie Command, I feel sometimes if we think everything in a caloric entity, this is why a lot of people are switching over to Calorie Command, because there's so many more benefits from it on knowing how to track your calories, knowing how to track your macros, because no matter what, your daily calorie goal is going to be your daily calorie goal. I'd rather you be 80% successful, 20% not successful, to maintain your weight at a slower pace. I want to see that you're losing 0.5 pounds a week. Great, you started weight loss journey, you lost 10 pounds in the first month, fabulous. A lot of it was water weight, FYI. Then you get down to losing a pound, then you get down to losing half a pound, and then it's like, what's the point? I'm not losing fast. Times that, a half a pound by 52 weeks, that's amazing weight loss in a year. Like, would you kill to get 20 or 30 pounds down? Not kill, but wouldn't you love to be 20 or 30 pounds down? So when you get there, who cares how long it takes? Hope that makes sense. And I hope you do get motivation from friends, family, from Instagram. Be social, be active on Instagram, be active on our iTrackBites participants page. We have so many awesome members of the iTrackBites family. We have so many resources. Lisa, your head coach, she has so many resources. Sarah is on here. She is amazing. She is a awesome person in the iTrackBites community. There's so much. Go on YouTube. Deborah, first time from Maryland, jumping on to learn. Awesome. Oh, let's see. Megan, I lived in Northwest Indiana for 7 years. Megan, where are you at in Northwest Indiana? I would love to know. What's up, Lydia? I'm so glad to see you back. I see you posting on Instagram all the time. I always love it. Your posts, if you guys don't follow the Plancy Plate, go ahead and follow her on Instagram. She does a lot of posts in her stories that are very informational that she finds. She researches, finds, and posts. It's really good. Melissa, I've been counting calories for a little over 2 weeks and loving it. Yes. I'm finding it so much easier to take control. It's so much easier to know that a calorie is a calorie, no matter what it is. I have seen a lot of people that work tracking calories that went back to bites, and the reason being is because, say, they went on Sugar Smart, and they're like, I was just eating too much sweets. I was eating too much of this and that because it was just calories. On Sugar Smart, it has a lot of sugar in it. You're getting penalized in your points, but really it's only 190 calories, so it's 190 calories. I'm not dissing it. I'm saying do whatever you need to do. I know a lot of people on Sugar Smart that lose a lot of weight and that can maintain it, because that's their enemy is sweets. If you're not somebody that's sweets, go to, if you're somebody that's wanting more of a whole foods diet, go to Better Balance. If you're wanting just plain old Jane, get your calories in and know what a calorie is and just track calories, do Calorie Command. Going through all these, there's a lot of comments. Thank you guys for being so active tonight. I love it. Oh, Paul, love you, brother. Don't remember if I came on and said it, but I want to thank you all for turning into my interview last week. I went back and watched it and appreciate all the love and support. Paul, we love you. You're awesome. You're so close. Can't wait till one day me and you get to have lunch together. It's going to be awesome. Micah. Yes, it's amazing. I earned so many activity points after I work out in the morning. It's crazy, right? Micah, did I add you on Facebook? You added me on Facebook. I cannot remember. I remember seeing it. I get a lot of requests on Facebook. I'm hoping I accept you. Not remember. But now that I see you, that reminded me. So hopefully I did. Okay, so Sugar Smart is actually not part of the Pro. You don't have to have Pro to do Sugar Smart. Green Plan on WW is Sugar Smart, and that is included. Hold on, let me make sure. Oh, let me make sure, because it'll tell me on my app. It'll tell me on the app. Let me go to the app. Go to. Oop, push the wrong button. Profile settings. Weight loss. Okay, so going Sugar Smart is you do not have to have an upgrade. You do not have to have the Pro version. That is for the green plan. If you want the blue plan, or as we call it, Better Balance, then you will need to have Pro. Now is the time to get Pro. Hopefully that answered your question. Sarah, thank you for adding that in. What? Ooh, this is a good one. This is one to talk about. What do we get with Pro? A lot of people ask me this. I will let you guys know right now, Pro is worth it. Why, you may ask? Number one, you get the food guide. Now, yes, when you go into, even if you're not on Pro and you go to search, you can still search for things like Taco Bell, stuff like that. But when you get Pro, I'm trying to see if you can see it on here. And when you go here and you go to your food, it's actually going to give you, first of all, the recipe builder. This is the number one thing that I stress about with people getting to Pro. Number one, it's affordable. It's just a one-time a year fee. If you get it good and you get it on sale, you'll automatically every year renew at that. I mean, hello, that's awesome. We were having that Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. That was a great time to get in on it. But what that does is that gives you the recipe builder. So what this is you add all your ingredients, you get to name it, you get to say how many servings it is, yada, yada. And then the best part is that when you save it, you can actually put it into the community and people speak. But number one, because do you know how many times people tell me, I can't figure out how to do this recipe. How do you know how many calories are in this recipe? Points, bites. It's so easy to do the recipe builder because you add in everything, and then what you do is, say you scale it, and you know that, hey, it's a one pot dish. My pot weighs this much. I zero it out. I figure out how much it is. I do quarter cup servings. That's what my thing is. I know that the recipe does 10 quarter cup servings, and I do that, and then that way it saves it. And then, like the good old iTrackBites formulas and secrets, it's going to, you know, one of them where it's like you get a quarter of a cup for 2 points, but then you go to 3/4 of a cup and it's 5 points. You know that how that works, the math. That's how you get this, because you can't always just be like, you know what, it's going to be 2 bites a serving, so it's always going to be 2. So I just go 2, 4, 6, 8, because that's not how it always works with the nutrition. That's number one. Number 2 is the branding guide. Of course, it's not. Why is that not showing up? What the world is going on? Let me restart it. Sorry, guys. Food brands. Let's go. It's either my internet on my phone or we're having a little issue on the app. But this is where the brands are. And I don't know if you can kind of see that. It says restaurants, all that stuff. You click the, oh, here we go. So I'm trying to see if you can, I apologize, guys. Trying to get the glare. Let's see. So you see how it says Applebee's. So you come here to Burger King, you click it, and it's going to take forever. Sorry, my phone's a little slow. But it'll actually, if it ever comes up, I apologize, guys. It'll actually tell you everything. So to give you all the stuff. So a lot of this stuff comes from the internet, and you'll put a 4-piece nugget, a small fry at Burger King, what's the bites, what's calories, it's all right there for you. Those two things right there are the number one things that you're going to get with Pro. It's worth it. Just the recipe builder alone is worth it. Can't remember if I told you this. Dad to 2 great kids and winning. Yes, love that name. Just joined iTrackBites as a weekly meeting. It is weekly. We do this every single Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on iTrackBites Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Sometimes we have guests, so that is a great time to sit back and relax and listen to somebody's journey. We just had Paul on here last week. Totally inspiring. That's funny. Love this, Megan. That's too much. Love it. Funny you say that. I take mine off to brush my teeth and wash dishes, or else it tracks it as steps. At least I'm not the only one. Man, you guys are like, I'm sorry I'm reading all that. Shyly, let's see. I work in a nursing home and often get 13 to 15,000 steps in an 8-hour shift. Double shifts give me 23,000. Thank you so much for working in this time of need. I know it's never easy, especially with the mask and everything in nursing. So I appreciate you so much. Okay, so this is a great question. Sorry. Shelly says, do you use your activity points daily or after weekly are used first? So I'm a firm believer when I'm doing calorie command, I do not eat my calories back. It's kind of a catch 2020. When I was on carb conscious, doing solely carb conscious, I calculated my activity bites and I would use them after my weeklies. Meaning like, oh, I just used all 49 of my weeklies, but tonight I'm having ice cream. But you know what? I've banked up these activity bites for the last 3 days. So I'm going to have ice cream for 9 bites. Why? Because I felt more, it was a mental thing for me to know that I had these stored up, kind of like my weeklies, but they were extra. So like I went to Chili's on Friday. I'm going to Chili's again on Monday, and I'm eating, 90 points on Friday. And I'm going to go ahead and eat 90 points on the other because I have all these activity. No, I use my activity points sparingly to being like to keep my mental state going, not being like feeling deprived of, oh, I can't have ice cream. Then it sets me over. Then I'm negative. It kind of helps my mind because when I was seeing negative points, it totally messed with me. It would be like, oh, I'm already negative 20 in the week. I just screwed up. I just messed up. Yada, yada. Lacey, I just canceled today. Been with them since 2006. Welcome to iTrackBites. Julia, I'm just starting on iTrackBites again. I only last a day or two. How do y'all stay on track? Find your support team. Find people around you. If you don't have family and friends that are supportive of your weight loss journey, do you have an Instagram page? If you have an Instagram page, go ahead and start hashtagging us. Hashtagging iTrackBites, hashtagging ITV Sweat, hashtagging Copper Conscious, hashtagging Sugar Smart. Finding unique people, like-minded people in our community is how we stay active and how we stay on track. Same thing, Facebook. You're on Facebook right now. iTrackBites participants? Are you a follower in it? Join that group. There's a lot of like-minded people. We have so many thousands of people in that group to where you never feel stupid when you ask a question. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Always know it's one day at a time. One day at a time. If you have a slip up next day, don't let it go twice. Okay? Don't let it go 2 days. If you have a slip up, say, you know what? I had the Oreo ice cream. Is what it is. Move it on tomorrow. Staying in my daily bites. Awesome. This is a shout out to Albert Thomas. I'm excited. I lost 24 pounds since June 28th. Keep rocking it, Albert. Anybody have questions on here real quick as we're doing this? No, that is awesome, Carrie. Started walking with friends online through Facebook Live. We walk 2 miles a day. How does it take to lose when walking? How does it take to lose when walking 2 miles a day? Can't answer that. I don't know what that means. But that's awesome through Facebook Live. I actually, back in 2019, was thinking about doing an online Facebook group, online Instagram Live, to where when we were doing Leslie's Walk at Homes, we would be working out together, kind of like all that stuff. Never did it. Wish I would have. I always said I wanted to be a walking home instructor. I would love that. Maybe I'll do that this year. 2020 has sucked, so get something like that going. First time you hear, what's up? What's up? Lissa, we talked about motivation in this live stream tonight. Basically, don't wait for motivation. Take action, and motivation will come from that. That is such good advice from Brianna. She always puts it to you. Love that. Love that. Yeah, don't wait for the motivation. You can't always wait for the motivation. Use the motivation as it comes, but it solely can't be. You can't win on your weight loss journey if you're solely just doing it on motivation, because there's going to be so many times, weeks, days that you just aren't motivated. You can't do that. Yes, Kim, you actually on the iTrackBites app. So on the iTrackBites app, when you go to settings, so go to profile and settings, there will be something that says sharing. There is a health kit. It syncs your steps from Apple Watch and Fitbit. So if you have an Apple Watch, you just connect that with it. And then also make sure that when you go to the actual settings on your iPhone and you go to, trying to think of where I go to, and you go to iPhone settings and you go to health, you click health and it'll say data access and devices, and go to iTrackBites and make sure that it says that you're allowing iTrackBites to read your data. That's how you do that. Hello, Pamela, first timer. Ooh, love this, Amy. Someone once told me, you bite it, you write it. Now it's you bite it, you type it. Oh, what's up, Bonnie? Okay, here's another question I get a lot. I've done intermittent fasting in the past. Is fasting a good way to lose weight? How many hours should you do it? Typically, when you're doing intermittent fasting, you're doing an 8-hour window of eating, 16 hours worth of fasting. There's a whole lot of good things that go with intermittent fasting. I do it for a while, then get burnt out, and then I decide I want a Slim Fast Shake in the morning because I want a chocolate in the morning. But there are a lot of benefits. I would actually recommend going on Amazon Prime Video. It's called Fasting, I believe, is what the documentary is called. Let me see. Fasting documentary. Let me look it up. Yes, it is called fasting. And you right now, if you have Amazon Prime, it's like a Prime video you can watch. That is a very good one to start researching and get to knowing it. But yes, there's a lot of good benefits to it. You can lose weight solely on fasting. People do it all the time, but it's really, like I said, it has to be something that you know can do for the rest of your life. If you're just like, you know what, I'm not gonna eat my food from 12 to 8 every day, then it's kind of like you have to be sustainable. That's how you're gonna make it. Calorie count is sex and gender, just like you when you get your bites. And it also goes off of your activity level. Sedentary or whatever it's called, and you're at a desk, then that's what it's going to be. And it's also going to go off of how many pounds you want to lose a week. Do you want to lose 0.5? Like for me to be sedentary and to lose 0.5 pounds a week, I get 2,300 and some calories. I put it to 1 because that way I can lose more, lose less, and it goes to 2,100 calories. Just like the same thing with bites. Okay, can I recommend how to track workouts? I don't really know 100% besides the steps on the Apple Watch. I know with your Fitbit, it all just goes by steps is what it is. You're going to track your workouts on your Apple Watch. So you're going to know how many calories you burned. It all goes on steps with iTrackBites, unfortunately. I think same thing with WW. Anybody else can help her out? Do it in the comments. Wayne, great message. I feel like you're talking straight to me with getting off track. We get there, brother. Don't worry about that. You're crushing it as it is. From Chicago, what's up, Lisa? All right, Lacey, you are asking what is the tracking bites versus calories? So we have so many different programs with iTrackBites. So we have Better Balance, we have Sugar Smart, we have Carb Conscience, we have Momentum. Well, that is what is it? So Better Balance, Sugar Smart, Carb Conscience, and you guys are gonna laugh at me that I can never remember this one. It's just because I've never done it before, so I can't remember the plan. It is Conquer Cravings. They all go by bites. So pretty much, like for me, because I was always an advocate for Carb Conscious, I always did Carb Conscious before Calorie Command. Pretty much 100 calories is 3 bites. So the bite intake, so instead of saying, I need to eat 1,600 calories a day, we are calculating it into a bite mode. So you might find that it's easier for you to go, okay, I got 30 bites to work with today. I'm going to eat this, and it's so much easier to think of a low number to be like, hey, it's going good. But how we calculate that bite is, Carb Conscious is fat, carbs, fiber, and protein. Sugar Smart is saturated fat. I think same thing with Better Balance. Saturated fat, sugar, protein, all this stuff, to where it is it's science is what it is. Same thing with calories, but I mean, calories is a calorie is a calorie. So if you know that you need to eat 1,600 calories a day, when you pick up a protein bar and it's 190 calories, then you ate 190 calories. That's how it is. Virginia, right now, I switched over to Calorie Command just because it is much easier for me and I'm getting more into the scientific basis of everything. Like I said, I have been losing about a half a pound to 1 pound for the last 4 weeks. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but that's because I'm wanting to sustain it this time. I'm the type of person that is 30 years old, and if I literally went hard with Carb Conscience, because I've done it in the past, I could lose pretty much 40 to 50 pounds in 4 months. That's not sustainable for me. Every time I've done it twice that I've gotten down to my goal weight, I have always gained, if not everything back, if not more. I'm not ready for maintenance because I always went fast. I always went that I wanted to lose, everything within 6 months, so I didn't have to wait a long time, but I never actually trained myself, did the research to figure out what is healthy, what is unhealthy, how many calories do I need a day, it's calories in, calories out, yada, yada. Now I'm trying to slowly, at 30 years old, I've been doing this literally since I was 22 years old. I'm slowly realizing what it's like to really get into the calories and really know what it's going to take to make my body get down to maintenance and then to actually get there. To know that it's okay to gain 5 pounds after you get to maintenance instead of thinking, oh, I'm always been brainwashed that I can't go above 2 pounds. No, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. Okay, Janet, I believe Classic Bites got renamed to Conquer Cravings. Lissa, I was overeating on all the Bites points plans. That trend seems that people aren't eating enough, but not to me. Yeah, that normally is people aren't eating enough. Felicia, I count calories, which is better. It's literally about just what's sustainable to you. No matter what, a calories bites are just how we calculate the calories in bites to make it kind of an easier thing for everybody. But if you are, if you are counting calories, then I would just stick with counting calories. Do what works best for you. Do what's easy. Because it's sustainable. Pamela, I have so much to learn knowing the right place. Come here every single week. We go over a lot of things. You'll hear a lot of testimonies, a lot of people talking about their journeys. We're all about learning. You have so many. Go to iTrackBites.com, click on the ambassadors and the coaches pages. Get all of our information. You have so many ambassadors, so many coaches. It's awesome. Such a good support team for learning. Are there a lot of lives? And is it iTrackBites on Instagram? Yes, it is at iTrackBites on Instagram. And we do the live every single week. If you head over to our Instagram page, that's where most of us ambassadors are at. iTrackBites on Facebook is normally a lot of the coaches. But our ambassador team is over on iTrackBites Instagram, where we do weekly takeovers. Like Brianna yesterday, she took us grocery shopping with her, which is awesome to see what we're cooking, what we're eating, etc. Mary, this is a common question. Are you supposed to use your activity points earned? This is totally up to you. What I always suggest is see what you like to do. See if you don't use your activity points and you feel satisfied with doing your dailies and weeklies and you're seeing a consistent loss, then don't change anything. You know what I mean? But if you're not satisfied, if you're always feeling hungry, then start eating your activity points and seeing where that leaves you. Because then you'll find out what your body wants. Be like, okay, well, I know I can eat my dailies, I can eat all 49 of my weeklies, and then I'll touch 10 a week of my things, and I'm still losing this. It's all about your body and how your body is different. Because here's my thing. I could be somebody that literally, if I eat my weeklies, I could gain weight. I'm not that, but there are a lot of people out there that they know that if they eat their weeklies, even though their weeklies were supposed to be for them, they think they gain weight. Yes, that is the God's honest truth, Amy. Doug and Tracy, half pro, love it. Awesome. All right, Danette, is there ever a discount for pro teacher discount? There are discounts that come up. So normally it's $59.99, then it went down to $35.99. And I believe that I just got a memo today from the behind the scenes team that it's actually going to be discounted again soon. So you might want to keep checking it because it might actually go down to discounting. If I read it right, I thought it was like going to be, let me see what it said. Pull my email here on my phone. You will see soon that for new users, they are going to discount the pro ship to $29.99 a year. So I would look at that because once you get in on those discount deals, and it always, as you're always a lifetime member, you will always renew at that price. So there's some people that during the Black Friday sale got it for $19.99 and they'll always pay $19.99 a year. Sarah, thank you for posting a lot of the pro features. Yes, Lissa. Lissa brought this up? Our iTrackBites ambassador, Brianna Diva and the Divine. She has a YouTube channel, and about once a month she posts a video for iTrackBites over there, and she just did one on the pro feature, her favorite one, secondary metrics. So that would be one. Paul, I don't know how people do the decimals. I see that all the time, and it drives me insane. For whole numbers. Ha ha ha. She just called you out. I prefer being right. Love that. Woo, Micah, you're crushing it. 60 pounds since May 1st. You guys are awesome, honestly. Thank you guys so much for coming on here tonight. I keep thinking about becoming walk leader certified, but I don't think I can actually teach classes. Lissa, I really thought about it, and I really am thinking about it, because what better way than to do a virtual one? Because, like, if you don't have an area that you can do it, but I have a commercial building that I don't use, so I could always use that. Alrighty, guys. Okay, I'm so lost on these. On all these. There's a lot more of these comments. Guys, it is 9:30. It has been an hour. I am so happy that we had this discussion. I'm so happy that we had so many people on here. I was looking down on Facebook and we had like almost 200 people live. That's mind-boggling. That's crazy, crazy. Thank you. I hope that talking about knee tonight was good. Look forward to, hopefully next week I will have another guest on here to tell us about their journey. I know I can talk a lot, so that's why I like having more people on here, because then I get to actually listen and enjoy it. I enjoy this, don't get me wrong, but like there's nothing better than like to sit back and just let somebody talk and tell you about their life and their journey. It inspires me so much when I get people on here. Like Paul last week, he literally is crushing it and he is so inspiring. Like, love that guy. All right, guys, it is 9:30. We are going to head off here. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. I hope you guys crush it on weigh-in days. I hope you guys track all the food, track all the bites, exercise. But if you can't get out one day, or if you're having a rest day, remember NEAT. Remember NEAT, as we talked about it. You guys just keep on keeping on. And if you have anything for me, what's up, Brianna? If you have anything for me, go ahead and follow me over on Instagram at Clyde's Daily Life. Also on here, Jordan, I guess. But alrighty, we will be here next week at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time from iTrackBites, myself. Thank you so much, guys.